So we talk about this same private, public, community, hybrid.
So now we're doing cloud terminology. Okay.
Terminology, like what is now in depth of private, public, community, hybrid. So earlier we talk about only the examples of hybrid. What is hybrid? Maybe here a little bit examples of detailed explanation about this.
Okay.
So just benefits of cloud delivery model. Cloud on-demand service, broad network access, resource pooling. They manage the resources availability, rapid elasticity. They can be scale up or scale down. Measured service.
Right.
You have been measured the service what you subscribe for.
Right.
So on-demand self-service. A consumer can have unilaterally provisioned computing capabilities such as server, time, and network storage as needed automatically without requiring human interactions with service provider.
So on-demand networks, kind of small. Okay, consumer can have unilaterally provisioned computing capabilities such as, can you reduce the size slightly? Okay, consumer can have unilaterally provisioned or can unilaterally provision computing capabilities to server time. Okay, by himself without requiring human interaction with service provider. Okay, that's good.
So from here I can subscribe service provider in US. So
Service provider
in US, so I don't have a human interaction between them, between the service provider.
Right.
See, for example, I am a startup company, and I know that I am having a product. The product will go well in US or in North America than in India. So then I create every infrastructure from here. I deploy directly there. So
okay.
There is no bar between the geographical locations.
Right.
As long as we have good internet connectivity, everything is in the same place.
Okay.
Wherever, no, we talk about, right, Singapore, Chicago, Google server, such a broad network access.
Oh, okay. So this is like geographically broad.
Broad, wherever you, small campus, large campus, IBM, Infosys, they have offices in different parts of India. And then they have set up their office in US as well.
Okay.
Resource pooling, we thought that's what we talk about. Resource pooling, like clustered and grid computing. I manage it. Which resource is available, I take it from there.
So I can pick and choose whatever I want. Okay. Storage, RAM, CPU.
Whichever.
Okay.
I don't know whether whether you have come across in your organization, because I have come across in my early organization, which is a bigger organization. So we don't have when we develop the product, doing R&D, we need a lot of infrastructure. So what we normally do is we don't go to the cloud, but we have an internal IT team wherein they manage the entire cluster. So we get a virtualized software data center where they maintain the cluster. If we'll say this cluster you give me say 25 GB or this many 100 GB of machine to us, and this IP address from this to this you reserve for us. Okay, so the team department A, development team department A has this many space, this IP address for them, and they create the machines, everything. In the same resource, the same one, some other department will have some other requirement. So the common IT department manages the cluster. And whenever we say we have been given 100 GB of storage and say or 1 TB of storage disk and 100 GB RAM, and if it is saying that we normally use only 10 GB of RAM for our development purpose, the remaining thing is being blocked by us. They use the resource pool and they use it to give to somebody else. That the resource pool happens. They give automatically, it takes from there. So there is no stoppage of any department or any persons to do that development.
Right.
That the resource pooling is.
Right. Okay.
serve multiple consumers. You are having multiple people. We go to then every day people are logging in Gmail. So then they will find out which is space available. Okay, keep it here. So we said no, your machine, your data may not be available in California server. It could be somewhere else. You don't know. They manage the resource pooling. Generally, a consumer has no control or knowledge over the exact location of the available resources. The third point. But can specify a location at a higher level of abstraction. Example, country, state. Probably you can say which country you are. Because the preference will be given to that country or data center, whatever.
Okay.
The examples of resource include storage, processing, memory, network bandwidth, everything.
Okay.
So you may say that US, probably in US where you will say California. So if there is a space available, they will put you in California server or in somewhere else server in US instead of putting in Singapore or US, India. So even if you come to India, it will go to California only since you have opted for that. When you create an email, when you create a profile.
Okay.
Rapid elasticity, it can be easily scalable, scale down. And release in some cases automatically to scale rapidly and outward and inward commensurate with demand. Depending upon your requirement, you can scale up or scale down.
Okay.